And we say good evening to head coach Brad Stevens. Thanks for joining us, coach. First question tonight will be from Keith Smith.
Hi, Brad. Is there any update on Evan Fournier and what that situation is?
Nope. Just what was listed. He's out tonight. Health and safety protocols.
John Corrales.
So, right, just to follow up on that. So, is it possible that this is just a one-time thing that he can't travel, or a long-term thing? And additionally, like, you just made a trade for a guy and you haven't been whole all season, and right away he ends up in health and safety protocols. I mean, how frustrating is that?
Yeah, I don't really want to get into the specifics of everything because I don't know all the answers, John. As far as frustrating, I think it's been a very consistent theme for us to be missing people. But hopefully, that won't be long term. So we'll see how this all goes and go from there.
Next question, Bob Tron.
Thanks, Jeff. I coach. Sorry about that for sure. Again, a big picture. The last week or so since the Sacramento game, the intensity's been much better, even though there's been some snags. Without Kemba tonight, is it more basic offensive execution? How do you approach tonight?
Well, I mean, tonight's a tough one. I mean, I think obviously they've been playing well since the break, even with new guys stepping into roles in a lot of ways. They play really fast. They play really hard. Been off for a couple of days, so we're gonna have to match their energy. And I think that obviously, we're going to be a little limited. So we're going to need to have, as far as numbers go, we're going to need to have guys step up, and we're going to need to commit, like I talked about yesterday, the defensive end of the floor first and foremost. That set a tone for our attack last night. We didn't sustain it, and so the challenge is we move on through this season and the rest of this season, and however many games we have left, can we be great and can we sustain it?
Gary Washburn.
Hey, Brad. One question. Is Tristan even close to coming back, or Romeo? And secondly, how do you kind of keep the guys focused? You got 7 home games coming up. You're at home for more than 2 weeks when you get back tomorrow. Is that something how do you kind of approach that when this is the last road game and you guys are going to be home for a minute?
I don't know how many teams have played more road games than us, and I certainly feel it personally, and certainly this has been a tough stretch. But I think that guys will welcome the opportunity to sleep in their own bed and get into a routine at home. It doesn't guarantee playing well. The other teams are out there too, and we play a bunch of good teams. So we'll see. We'll cross that bridge again after tonight, but. Because of the late start, we're going to have to wait till tomorrow to fly. So it'll be a pretty quick turnaround. It'll almost feel like we're still on the road there for, at least a couple of games, but it will be nice to be at home, get a chance to sleep in our own beds and see our families. Hopefully build a little bit with a little bit less bouncing all over the place.
Final question, coach, is from Chris Ryan.
Hey, Brad, you touched on it a little bit earlier. Your concerns with Tice leaving and how good of a team defender he was. How did you see Rob stepping into that role with the top unit? And does that change with him playing with that group as compared to others, that the team concept, what it's relied upon to do?
Yeah, I mean, generally that group should be some of our better defenders. And so obviously when you're playing with those guys, in theory, it should be, everybody should look a little bit better, but I thought he did a really good job last night. I thought he protected us. I thought he was active. I thought when he was isolated on Giannis, he did a great job. And then, the deal is now you got to do it again tonight. And then you got to do it again Monday. And then you got to do it again Wednesday. And then you got to do it again Friday. So that's what we're all trying to strive towards. But I thought Rob Rob did a really nice job last night.
Thank you, Coach. We'll wrap it up with you and see you post.